You know that feeling, right? You look at this mountain of textbooks, articles, assignments, and you just feel completely overwhelmed. There's so much to read, and it feels like there's never, ever enough time. Well, what if I told you there's a secret weapon to conquer that mountain? And it's not some magic trick, it's a real skill anyone can learn. And our story today starts with a student who was probably feeling just like you are. Meet Woogly. And his question: how do you manage to read so much? I am still so slow. I mean, who hasn't felt that way? It's that classic frustration, right? You're putting in the work, you're reading every single word, but you're still falling behind, still struggling to keep up. It's a tough spot to be in. So let's talk about Wordle's reading problem, because honestly, it's most of our problem too. We're taught from a young age to read every single word. But that super slow, methodical approach, it doesn't always help us understand things better. In fact, a lot of the time, it's a huge roadblock to actually learning.
And just look at what he's up against. I mean, this is the reality for so many of us. It's not just one book, it's textbooks, course books, assignments, you've got the daily news, supplementary readers, even magazine cuttings. The sheer volume of information we're expected to get through is just enormous.
But then there's Wulei's friend, Bissy. And she seems to have it all figured out, doesn't she? She breezes through her work, she's on top of current events, and somehow she still has time to spare. So what's her secret? Well, it's not magic, it's a skill. A really powerful skill called reading for speed. Okay, now this is super important. When we say reading for speed, we're not talking about being careless or just rushing through and skipping everything. Not at all. Think of it more like a technique. It's about training your brain and your eyes to work together, to become expert hunters, zeroing in on the most crucial information in a text and doing it fast. And the reward for all this efficiency? Well, Bissy has a great name for it. Jara time. If you know, you know. It's that wonderful Nigerian concept of getting a little something extra on top. And in this case, that little extra is time. Precious, wonderful time for yourself, for your hobbies, for your family, for whatever you want. So, how do we get our hands on this Jara time? Well, Bissy's secret weapon boils down to a super simple but really powerful toolkit. It's got two main tools inside: scanning and skimming. Let's break them down. All right, first tool in the box, scanning. You can also call it surveying. Think of this like you're a drone flying over a new landscape. You're not landing and inspecting every leaf, you're just getting the lay of the land, looking for big signposts. Things like headings, bold words, dates, or names that tell you what this place is all about. So yeah, the idea is really simple. What are you doing? You're looking really quickly for either the general vibe or for one specific piece of information. And why is this so helpful? Because it lets you create a mental map of the text. You can pinpoint exactly where the important stuff is hiding, so you don't get bogged down in all the details. I love this analogy, it's perfect. Imagine you're dropped into the middle of the bustling Balogan market in Lagos. You're looking for one specific thing. Are you going to stop and inspect every single item at every single stall? No way. You scan. You look for the signs, the sections, the things that point you in the right direction. That's exactly what scanning is for a text. Okay, let's grab this second tool out of our toolkit, skimming. Now this one's a little different. If scanning is about finding a specific needle in the haystack, like a date or a name, skimming is about figuring out what the haystack is all about. You're reading rapidly to grasp the main argument, the key ideas. You're getting the big picture. And trust me, skimming is a real superpower. First, it lets you get through a ton of material fast. Second, it's not just for text. It empowers you to pull the main ideas from charts, graphs, all that non-text stuff. And third, it helps you build that crucial skill of referencing, of connecting ideas from different places. It's a game changer. Here's another perfect real-world example. Think about how you read a newspaper article, especially online. You just want to get the gist, right? You're not there to read every single quote or every descriptive sentence. You skim for the main points, the who, what, where, when, and why. You're already doing this without even thinking about it. All right, that's enough theory. You know, the best way to really get a skill is to actually try it out. So right now, I have a little challenge for you. Let's put your new skills to the test. Get ready. Okay, here's your mission should you choose to accept it. I'm about to show you a short passage about the Omo Forest Reserve. Your job is to find one specific detail. I want you to find a year. And remember the rule. Don't read every word. Just let your eyes scan the text for a 4-digit number. Ready? Okay, the text is up. The question is, what year did degradation increase? You've got 5 seconds. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. So, did you find it? The answer is 2018. Hey, if you found that number without reading the whole passage word for word, then seriously, congratulations. You just successfully used this technique. See? You see how fast you can find exactly what you need when you stop trying to read everything? It's pretty cool, right? Okay, but this brings up the big question, the one everybody asks. If I read this fast, am I actually going to understand anything? And that's a totally fair question. It's a big concern. But here's the twist. What if I told you that speed and understanding aren't enemies? In fact, they're actually partners. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. The real goal here isn't to trade your understanding for more speed. It's about strengthening the link between them. When you read intelligently, when you know when to scan for a detail, when to skim for the main idea, and yeah, when to slow down for the really tricky parts, you're engaging with the text on a whole new level. And that actually boosts your comprehension. So you've seen the problem, you've learned the techniques, you even tried one out. The next question is, how do you make this stick? How do you make it a permanent part of your skill set? Well, here's a super simple 3-step plan to get you to mastery. Okay, 3 simple steps. Number 1, practice with purpose. Every time you open something to read, ask yourself, okay, what's my goal here? Am I scanning for a fact or am I skimming for the main idea? Number 2, apply these skills everywhere. Don't just save this for your textbooks. Use it on news articles, work emails, reports, everything. And number 3, check yourself. After you skim something, just take 10 seconds and try to summarize the main point in your head. That's how you prove to yourself that you didn't just see the words, you actually understood them. So there you have it. You now have the toolkit to read faster and way, way smarter. You have the secret to unlocking all that extra jar time. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What's the first mountain of reading you're going to conquer?